Hello everybody, I'm Leora Sims. Welcome to my channel and welcome to Season 3, Episode number 2 of my Sims 4 Law and Order SVU series. If you missed any of the previous episodes, please go back and watch them, and please pay attention to the information provided in the description below. It's there in case you or someone you know is in need of help. Before I get back into gameplay and storytelling today, I would like to talk to you about making sure that when you do a favor, you're doing a favor for the right person or the right people. People who appreciate you, people who care about your well-being. I'm not saying that if you do someone a favor, they have to kiss up to you, but a nice thank you is a good thing. And you will understand when you do a favor for someone who does not appreciate it. Never do a favor for someone who insults you as they're asking you for a favor. Back in May, I told you about my first dating experience after my abusive relationship. And that did not work out in the end because that person, that man, reminds me too much of my ex because he insulted me all the time. He has moved on to someone else. And I am fine with that. But whenever he needs a favor, guess who he calls? And he only calls me when he needs a favor. He doesn't call me to say, how are you? How are things? He calls me with a motive, and that motive is to get something that he wants out of me. When I first started dating this person, I told him that if it didn't work out between us romantically, I wanted to remain his friend. And he agreed to that. But again, he never calls me just to see how I am. He calls when he needs something. So what he needs is usually a job. And when I was attempting to date him, I did find him jobs, and I was good at it. So last month, he contacted me. And my first response to him was, how are you? What do you want? And he was a little bit taken aback by my questioning. And I explained to him that he only calls me when he needs a favor. And he really couldn't argue with me. But he did say that he was in a serious relationship, and that he was moving, and that he needed a job, that he lost his job, that he was moving in a few months to be with his significant other, and that he needed 2 jobs. One job for before he moved, and another job in the location where he was moving to. And I asked him why he didn't ask his significant other to help him. And his response was, well, my significant other has a child, and she's in a relationship with me. In other words, yes, she's in a relationship with him. He actually said she's in a relationship, but he meant a relationship with him. And you're not in a relationship, and you don't have any children, so you have more time. And I like the way you do it. Well, I was taken by surprise. I don't know why, but I was. I'm always shocked when people call me out of the blue and ask me for things. My first reaction was, yes, I'll help you. And I'll tell you why. Because when I was dating him, and when I have dated my past exes, I always felt like it was my responsibility to take care of them. Because I can be a very nurturing person, but then I start to feel very responsible for them. And this guy that I was dating months ago, he needs a lot of help socially and with finding jobs. And since I found him a few jobs, I then felt that it was my responsibility to help find him jobs. So I told him that I would. And then I got off the phone and I thought about it for a little while, and I was uncomfortable. But I was most uncomfortable, guys, not with finding him a job locally, but with finding him a job in the place that he wants to move to. Because I don't know anything about that area at all. I'm not experienced in that area. It is in another country. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea how to go about that. And when I originally said, no, I don't want to help you because of that reason. And then he pressured me. He said, oh, but I have all the website. Well, I didn't say that he pressured me, but I felt pressured. He said, I have all the websites and you're good at it. I like the way you do it. Please. And he was begging me to help him. So, yes, I said yes. Shouldn't have, but I did. But as I said, I was very uncomfortable with finding him a job in another country because I have no idea where to go or if what I was doing would be the right thing to do. So after I got off the phone with him, I thought about it for a while, and he said he couldn't look for another 2 or 3 weeks, and when he could look, he was going to call me from his new girlfriend's house and tell me it was okay to look. And this made me very uncomfortable. So I had to speak to him again and tell him no. I emailed him and I told him no. And some of you may say that that's passive aggressive. But you have to understand there are some people in this world who you cannot argue with. Because no matter what you say, they have a counter response. Narcissists are very much like this. and I'm not saying that this guy is a narcissist, but he has that quality of always having an answer. So I emailed him something very nice. I told him where to look for his own job. I wished him luck. I told him that I was too busy, which is true, to help him find his jobs, and that was the end of it. I happen to be a good writer, and I write good arguments, so I wrote this email in such a way that there was no space for him to argue. So I will be talking about that in another video. But I'm very happy that I said no. And I wrestled with telling him no because, as I told you in another video, I was taught that you say what you mean and you mean what you say. So I didn't want to go back on my word. I was wrong to say yes in the first place. I should have said, you know what, I'll think about it, and then called him back and said no when I really thought about it. But my first reaction was, this guy needs help, and I have helped him in the past, and it's my responsibility. But you know, when I was helping him find jobs, it was cutting into my time. It was cutting into the time that I had to spend on this channel. You guys probably didn't notice because if you've watched my channel for a long time, you know that I pre-record. But pre-recording with him around was very difficult because he was constantly calling me, and then I was helping him find employment. And this is very time consuming. It's very time consuming to help someone else find a job. And I don't mind helping someone, but I don't want to help somebody who only wants to use me. You should never want to just help somebody who just wants to use you on a constant basis. Remember, this guy does not contact me unless he wants something. And he has not contacted me since. And hopefully he won't try again to convince me to help him find 2 other jobs. But as I was saying, helping him when I was dating him was cutting into this channel. It was cutting into my time working on the channel, and it was cutting into my writing time, and it was cutting into my private time that I used just to regroup, because this guy gave me no space whatsoever. And I have told you guys that it's important. I've told you in other videos, it's important to give your partner space, and if your partner is not giving you space, you need to look at that relationship and how healthy it is, in my humble opinion. I will be right back with gameplay, and by the way, I will be getting The Sims 4 University, which has the teaching career and a law career. So I will be changing Raphael Barba's profession to law. Thank you very much, Sims team. And thank you very much for watching. I'm back, and a freezing Olivia is walking into the station after making an arrest, and she is about to speak to an angry Elliot Stabler. So I want to see how this pans out, because Elliot Stabler was Olivia's partner on the job for 12 years, and then he disappeared. Now he's back, and she's trying to get their friendship back on track. And then she has to do some more police work. And this will count. Talking to Elliot will count towards police work because it's one of the things he has to do. Discuss case theories. Sometimes Elliot Stabler does have an anger problem. Okay, now Muntz is going to get up, and Olivia is going to use his computer. And she has to interrogate a suspect. So I'm going to do that on camera. And then I am going to cut out and probably do something else, because I don't like to be too repetitive. Now this is the suspect that Olivia just arrested, so I think that we should interrogate her. Now, what do we want to do? We want to be a good cop first. Ask politely for information. Ask about crime. Discuss victim. Let's discuss victim. That seems like something that Olivia would do first. And then, she wouldn't tell a personal story first, so we're gonna ask about the crime. I'm trying to do this as Olivia would do it, and it's hard because this is The Sims that I'm trying to do this with. Sorry about that, guys. She's going to make false promises in a very soft voice. And I'm gonna see how that all works. Then we might switch to bad cop. But not too bad. She's gonna bluff evidence. And, sew pictures. What's underneath bad cop? I always forget. Oh no, that's good cop. So what's under bad cop? Play crazy, glare coldly. Yeah, let's try the glare coldly. Olivia does that sometimes. Okay, now we're gonna switch back to good cop. Oh, we don't have to. That worked. Sometimes that works, and sometimes it doesn't. I think that the mixture works. The mixture of good cop, bad cop. And as I said, I will be getting The Sims 4 University, because I don't know if I'm going to like the rest of the pack, but I do know that I have wanted for a very long time the teaching career and the law career. Those are the two careers that I want the most in The Sims 4. So I have to get those two careers. And I talk about the law profession a lot in this series, and I talk about having the law profession in The Sims 4 in this series a lot when I get to the gameplay portion. So as soon as I'm able, Raphael Barba's profession is officially going to be lawyer, and then I'm going to change Olivia's club requirements to include cops and lawyers, and nobody from the political career. So I guess Ed Tucker is also going to be a technically in the police career, because he is with IAB. And when you do when you set up clubs in The Sims 4, you can invite certain professions into the club. Right now, people in the political career and the police career can be admitted to Olivia's club. That is going to change once I get the lawyer career, and there's some neat things that I can do in this series with the teaching career as well. And we're gonna get confession right now. I'm going to end this episode here, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. Thank you so much for watching. Be happy, healthy, and stay safe.